set position.
Well, they were set position. Who's doing anything else? No.
Coach, you had a couple more days. Just did the significance of the attendance Sunday and just what y'all were able to do this season, did it sink in anymore? Like what that means to set a record at a place like this?
Yeah, I mean, our goals this year were 2 goals. Beat the attendance record, which we did, and get over 10,000 people to a match. So we collectively were able to do that. Our community, was able to do that. So really, really happy. And I just think it's got to continue to build upon that. We want an atmosphere where we talked about this year. People fear to come wrestle, and where our athletes love to go out and compete. And I think this year was a big step in that direction, and it was pretty awesome.
How much does that help you in recruiting, that you can go out and pitch that to guys? Not just obviously Oklahoma State's had a lot of support traditionally, but now you can say, the support is growing in some ways.
Yeah, I think when we first got here, it was a lot of like, hey, this is what we want to do, and now we've been here and this is what we're doing. Obviously when we got here, there's a lot of optimism, and now we're showing what we're doing. And obviously your actions always speak louder than words, and that's the way we want to lead, and that's the way that we want to wrestle. But when we first got here, obviously a lot of it was based on optimism. So, yeah, I think it's been a great season. I think the things that we wanted to accomplish, from that side of things, from an attendance side of things, from a marketing side of things, to display the best attributes of Oklahoma State, I think we've been able to do that well. And then also just set the bar high, and we're going to continue to surpass that moving forward collectively. So, yeah, it's been a great start.
What do you think of the Little Rock program?
Great. I mean, Coach Harrisman's done a great job there. I mean, it's really hard to start a program. What he's done has been awesome. I mean, it's a challenging duel. They got some really tough wrestlers, so it's going to be a tough match. We got ready for it.
Something John talked a lot about, and you kind of saw this in scheduling, was embracing, I guess, alumni and people within the program that are out of it. Is that something, you guys obviously go to Little Rock, and Neil wrestled here a while back. Is that something you're looking forward to doing later on?
Yeah, I think this year when we were looking at our schedule, we had an event that got dropped short, kind of like the last minute, and we needed to pick up a match, and we were able to work it out. And I think it's good. Obviously, you always want to have people come here. It's convenient and it's awesome to wrestle here, but it's always you can reciprocate it, and you're looking at places when you go somewhere, you want to help their program, and not speaking from a thing like we're not trying not speaking to anything more than that. It's just like when we go, people are gonna go watch, and we can see that a lot of the matches that we've been in this year. You see what those crowds look like when we go wrestle, and so it's exciting. I mean, it's exciting for us when we have our home match. It's exciting for us when we're on the road, and I think Little Rock's going to be a great match this weekend, and looking forward to go wrestling there.
Not just that, you've been on ESPN, you've been on ESPN Plus, you've been on Flow. I think a couple of other outlets. Here's a new outlet, the UFC streaming, which you'll probably help their business a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'd worked with UFC Fight Pass previously, and I did some commentating with them, So I think when it got announced that we were there, they were pretty excited, and it's just as many eyeballs that you can get on the sport of wrestling. It's great, as many eyeballs we get on our program and on their program, it's good. I think every time you go in there, it's a mutually beneficial opportunity, and we're just trying to grow the sport of wrestling. And I think it's good to wrestle on Fight Pass. They do a great job with their production, and we just, as a team, we got to do our part to put on a good product and score some points.
You touched on this a little bit after Sunday's duel, but with 2 duels left, any more clarity on 133?
You guys will know when I know.
Well, what's kind of going to go into that decision? Obviously, you got 2 very capable guys there.
I mean, we got to score points in the national tournament. Our goal is to score points. We got to figure out. It's our job as coach. It's not. We got to put our best guys out there, and there's different things that go into that. And sometimes it's straightforward. Sometimes it's a little more murky. But they're doing a great job. They're both doing a great job. It's it'll continue to figure itself out.
How excited or not excited are you to be a part of the coaches, the seeding process, seeding at conference level. Same thing if you get an input at national.
I mean, I'm a pretty straightforward guy. I'm going to say what it is, Like, I think this is where I think guys are going to be at, or that's where they're going to be at. There's no gamesmanship in it. I think a lot of times in that stuff, people think they try and game the system. And listen, there's no easy way around it. You got to beat the best guys. I think the best thing you do is you put guys where they're supposed to be, and you got to go wrestle. So we'll approach that when we get there.
Talking of 133, Little Rock's got Nasir at 133, got some wrestlers at 149, 197. What do you see from their lineup and the challenges those guys can present?
They're tough. I mean, it's a tough lineup. They got guys that are fight and scrappy, and they've had success at the national tournament. We're going to their place. We got to be ready to go. So I mean, it's just no different than any other match. Everywhere we go, we're going to get the best versions of those teams and those individuals. So we got to raise the bar and be ready to go.
But like he was saying, there's opportunities to make yourself better and seed yourself in a better position by wrestling Little Rock. Even with some of the major teams that come in here, they haven't presented as good a lineup or as many opportunities.
Yeah, I think you look at that too. Like when you're looking at scheduling teams and stuff. It could be certain matchups you're looking for, or ways that you can help your guys with opportunities and challenges. We want to be challenged. We want challenges. We want to wrestle. Like we talk about some big things that matter and things that are important. It means more to you. It's going to mean more to the guys when they go out and wrestle this weekend. So, but ultimately, it's a match toward the end of the year, and we got to go do what we do. We got to score more points than the other guy. And that's what we're focused on.
David, obviously, yesterday it was announced that President Trump was stepping down. I know you haven't worked with her for that long, but in the time that you have, do you have any thoughts on the situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's done a great job at the university, and she's super supportive of obviously when I came down here, and my interaction with her have been great, and I think she's leaving us in a great spot, and I wish her luck as she moves on, and excited about the future of her program in the university.
A lot of people I've talked to said they knew something was up when she wasn't here for the duel on Sunday.
And we're just focused on going on wrestling matches.
This week football schedule came out, and there's a date that lands on the date of the National Duels Invitational. But the week prior, football's open. Is there any chance is that date set in stone, or is there any opportunity that might shift so fans can make it up to also and everything?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into the scheduling that stuff, right? I mean, scheduling BOK Center is not an easy thing to do, and it's on the schedule, and that's why we put it in advance so people can plan for it, and we're excited about that date moving forward, marketing it and making it an amazing event. So our date will remain the same, and anytime you get in the fall, there's always going to be conflicts. There's nothing perfect that you can do. Obviously we're in a state where we got great football and we got great wrestling, but I think our event's 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, so we'll be able to be creative and make the best event we can.
Yeah, that's a great question, because will there be any flexibility with where your duels will be? Where, once you find out, say football's got an 11 a.m. game, your duel later in the day, there'll be people who'll roll over from here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, looking last year when we got here, there wasn't time to look at that kind of stuff. Obviously, now there's time. Like we've seen the football schedule come out, and as we're starting to schedule, those are things that we can work around. If we can find ways to, this year was a little bit of a challenge. Like we didn't have many matches that we were home and students were here, right? And that's just something I just didn't know when I got in here. Things were already set in stone. So you kind of had an idea of a scheduling block and when it's the best for our fans and our students. Those are all things that we'll take in consideration when we're putting our schedule. But sometimes it is what it is, and we showed this year we can still support our program no matter what's going on. Obviously what we were able to do and the fans that attended, and our products is going to continue to improve.
Is that something that thinking about attendance next year, maybe you feel like, I think there's an opportunity to go maybe beat that record, not only with additional support, but maybe we can schedule some things that help people get out there more and help get more students and stuff like that?
We're always trying to improve. Never settle. Never settle. That's something about me. As a competitor, I never settled, and as a coach, we'll never settle. We're going to continue to push the limits and push the bar. Our goal is to sell it out every single time we have a match. That's definitely what our goal is.
Are you a competitive guy away from wrestling? Do you have hobbies that you do, and you're would you consider yourself really competitive with stuff like that too?
I don't think you get to this level without being super competitive in everything. So yeah, it's pretty competitive across the board.
Are there times your wife or parents or anything you have to be like, hey David, chill out a little bit?
Or daughters?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You know, growing up, it was hard to play board games with me because I would just stay until I won. You know, I'd just go again and again and again. You know, and I think those are traits of, you know, obviously, just was one of my traits. I was just wired that way. It's kind of hard to turn it off. You know, you're kind of always that way. So obviously, you get, there's a lot of fulfillment in life, but you're always trying to improve. You know, I think that's what we're trying to do here.
Just out of curiosity, I've seen on your Instagram story you've kept posting, I think it looks like construction or some words. Can I ask what that is?
Yeah, we brought some property, and you know, we had some land before we moved here, and we had some animals, and we bought some property south of town, and we're building a barn and building a house, and you know, excited to be able to kind of get back to that lifestyle. We're in a neighborhood right now, and you know, my kids got used to running around, and they're pretty feral, so it's our first our neighborhood's probably looking forward to us getting out of there too. You know, so yeah, it's just we like that lifestyle. I think when we talk about life outside of wrestling, you know, desiring the opportunity to be outside and spend time with my family, it's you got to make the most of those opportunities, and looking forward to getting back to that lifestyle.
Thanks, Dave.